We don't have to stay. That's it. She's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna kick the.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our session today. Today, we're going to be covering the CrossFit HQ Global Mentor Program. Before we jump in, we'll talk about some objectives and what we plan to learn from today. But I want to just give the CrossFit team an opportunity to introduce themselves, tell you a little bit more about themselves, who's going to be answering questions and speaking today. We do have a slide deck prepared. I know that sometimes that can be seen as a little bit negative. I don't want to slide you to death, so we're going to move through that relatively quickly and then keep it as open forum as possible, where you have an opportunity to ask questions and we can answer those on the tail end of the presentation as well. So with that, Danielle, is it just me, you, Denise, and Matt on the call?
Yep, and Gordon Lake, who is the Southeast rep now.
Okay, great. So what we'll do is maybe start with Danielle, and then we'll just introduce the CrossFit team.
Hey guys, for those of you who I haven't met, I might have been emailing several of you, but I am the Northeast rep. I'm based out in Northern Virginia. Make no mistake, but the Northeast does encompass the Mid-Atlantic from Virginia up to Maine. But I helped coordinate this call, and I'm going to hand the baton to the Southeast rep, Gordon Lake.
Thanks, Danielle. What's up, guys? My name is Gordon Lake. I am the new Southeast affiliate rep, or as I like to call it, the best place to be, contrary to what Danielle thinks about the Northeast. But yeah, just came on board about 3 weeks ago, so just excited to learn more about this mentorship program.
Awesome. Denise?
Yep, Gordon, welcome. You're massively wrong by your statement, but I'm gonna let it slide. Now I'm up here in the Northeast, just outside of Boston. I worked for CrossFit for about 13 years, and my primary role there was a flow master for the level 1, level 2s. But I love coach development. Started a little coaching development company, and that's really all you need to know about me, because that's my role with the Global Mentor Program. Is I take care of all the coaching side, and Ron obviously does the business side. So excited to get to talk to you guys and answer your questions. And Kitty Cat Nick, let's go.
I was not planning on doing an introduction. My name's Nick. I do whatever Denise and Ron tell me to do. I'm with the business development side on the affiliate side. And like Gordon, I think he and I started on the same day. So it's been a few weeks. Pleasure to meet everybody.
Nice. We also have Matt on the call. Matt's actually one of our mentors, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about himself.
What's up, y'all? Matt Van Schoik from the Midwest region, repping those cornfields hard. From a small town in South Central Illinois. I've been a gym owner for 7 years, or an affiliate owner for 7 years. Been with the Global Mentor Program as a business mentor since its inception. But I've been mentoring gyms on the business side for about 3 years now. Super happy to be here. Excited to get to talk to y'all today.
Awesome. And my name is Ron Dardar. I am from South Louisiana, so I apologize ahead of time for the Cajun accent. If you don't understand and need translation, feel free to ask questions in the chat and we'll get that translated for you. But I owned a CrossFit gym in South Louisiana, CrossFit Homebrew, for 5 years. Actually sold my affiliate in 2019. Also worked for a series of investment companies in an operations role. So that's where I get my business background. And then I've helped launch a number of different programs at CrossFit, and now oversee the Global Mentor Program with Denise. So if you were to decide to join the program, you'd be having a lot of communication with me in the start. I handle a lot of the administrative things and the pairing of mentors, and then we put you under the tutelage of our mentors, and they take you under the wing and guide you from there. But yeah, that's the crew that we have on here today. So nice to meet everyone. So now what I'll do is let me just share my screen and we'll jump into the presentation. Danielle, just want to confirm everyone can see my screen. Great. Awesome. So quick agenda. This is what we're going to do. We've already been through the introductions. Today, we're going to be covering why mentorship, an introduction to our global mentor program. There's a handful out there, but we want to give you a little bit more insight into ours. We're going to cover the phases of the program, some of the services that we offer, and then how to get started. And then we'll have a Q&A at the end. Like I said, we're going to move through the slides relatively quickly. I'm trying to give you enough information without us just doing a very intensive presentation. So that way we can have a little bit more time. Like I said, we have Matt on the call, we have Denise on the call. So, you know, being able to ask questions to our mentors and into the coaching aspects of this as well is going to be great. And I think a better use of our time here today. So global mentor program. So the role of mentorship can act as a catalyst for business and personal growth in the community impact. So the focus, while there are many benefits, I believe, of mentorship, I want to highlight 3 of them. And these are 3 things that we try to highlight with our program, and that's focus, accountability, and speed. So focus, mentors can help concentrate your efforts by identifying what matters most to you from a coaching perspective and from a business perspective. And this ensures that you're investing time and resources effectively. As affiliate owners, there's no shortage of the number of things that we can potentially tackle or try to put in place in our gym. So where that mentor can really come in, and having walked that path, they can really help set you up for success and say, this is where we think you're going to see the best bang for your buck when it comes to investing time and energy and resources at your affiliate or from a coaching perspective. Accountability. So your mentors will also help hold you accountable to your plans and your goals, increasing the likelihood of achieving them. So with our global mentor program, we do regular check-ins. We're going to dive into that a little bit more later in the presentation, but we also want to make sure that we're tracking progress. And that's going to be a very important part to the program. We're not only tracking progress against an action plan, but we're also looking at key metrics in the business. And that could be things like class fill rates. It could be your churn rate, number of new leads that you're generating, converting, the length of time that they stay with you. So what's your lifetime value of a client? We're going to make sure that we have a good mechanism in place to track all of those things and to make sure that we're moving in the right direction. Because if at any point we're not moving in the right direction, that's where a mentor can also help tell you that it's time to pivot. So maybe you have been focusing time and energy into one place, and a mentor can tell you maybe it's time that we abandon that and let's make that shift and let's start focusing on these other areas. And then speed. If you're an affiliate owner, chances are you're a go-getter. So you could go out there and you can figure this out on your own, and you can Google, scour the internet, see what other people are doing. There's no shortage of resources out there. I think all of those are great, and that's definitely an option. Where the mentor can really come in is they can help get you from point A to point B much quicker, because 99% of the time they've already made every mistake under the sun, chances are. So they have an opportunity to keep you from making those same mistakes. And I think that speed is going to be one of the top 3 things you're going to see from a mentor program. So the objective, our program aims to elevate the standards of affiliates through targeted mentorship. Who can benefit? This program is perfect for coaches looking to elevate their game, new affiliate owners who want to start strong, and as existing affiliate owners aiming to take their business to the next level. So we not only focus on the business side of the gym, but we also focus on the coaching side. And we really try to attack it from those 2 main pillars. And you're going to see some of the key areas that we can help with from our services and what we can target. But the idea here is that if you want to, make sure that you're setting your business up for success, whether it's putting things in place from standard operating procedures to a back office system to make sure you're keeping track of your accounting, keeping track of some of those key metrics that I've already mentioned, the business side can help with that. And on the coaching side, if you're looking to develop your staff, or if you're looking to develop as a coach, that's where our coaching mentors can really come in and assist as well. So maybe I'm a level 3 looking to take my level 4 and I want the best chance possible for passing it. Mentorship can help with that. maybe I want to put a structure in place that allows me to develop my staff. So that way I can start to create career coaches, support them in a way that it makes sense that they want to be at the affiliate coaching, make it a career. A mentorship can help with that. So we attack it from both pillars to make sure that we're covering every area of the business. And what's good is that, through discovery and alignment, the high number of touch points, which we'll dive into, and ensuring priority, we can determine what is going to be the highest priority thing that we need to tackle. So having the full look at the business, your mentor can help determine, maybe we need to focus a little bit more on coaching this month, or maybe we need to focus more on business. You'll see throughout this presentation that our program is highly customizable in a way that we can put focus in the areas of the business that need the most attention. And we can do that on a regular cadence and switch what that looks like. So we offer a flexible program. We can pivot between coaching and business topics, aligning to the most pressing needs of the business. We have a high number of touch points. Our program ensures multiple points of interaction through one-on-one sessions and group sessions. And you have regular engagement with your mentors. And this is going to make sure that you're fully supported throughout the entire thing. And then ensuring priority. So with the adaptive nature of the program, you're going to have an opportunity to discuss what are those top priority items and whether they need to be business focused or coaching related. And then you can adjust that as needed. So the monthly plan, so we're going to get into some of the less attractive things first, but just talking about what's all included. So basically the mentorship is a monthly recurring membership. We have no long-term contracts with this. What we typically say is that you give us 3 months, and that's where you're really going to start to see the ROI. Just like anything, whether you're starting a fitness regimen, you have someone coming into your gym, change isn't going to happen overnight. So where we really think you start to see that return on investment is around that 3-month point. So we ask that you at least commit to that. Again, there is no long-term contract associated with the mentor program, but the idea is that you're with it long enough to where you can start to see some of those benefits. So what's included? So discovery and alignment calls. So that's where you're actually going to meet with Denise, myself, as the heads of the mentor program. We're going to talk a little bit more about your business, understand which areas you want to focus on, because some people may only want to focus on coaching and they don't necessarily own an affiliate. Maybe it's an affiliate owner and you want to focus on all areas of the business. We try to ask questions that's going to allow us to pair you with the best mentor based on your location, some of the challenges you're currently faced with. Maybe you're looking to expand, have multiple locations. For example, Matt would be a great mentor there. Matt has owned and operated multiple CrossFit affiliates, so he would be a great resource and a great mentor for someone who's looking to take that step. So those are just examples. And then at the end of every mentorship, whenever we've given you everything we've got, you're in a really good place and you want to take the next step in your journey, we'll have an exit call upon completion just to get continuous feedback, because we are big believers in always improving. So we want to hear what worked well, what didn't work well, open to all sorts of criticism. So that way we can continue to enhance this program. So we're going to dive into the program phases. So we have discovery and alignment, the planning and selection, and then implementation and execution. So mentors will perform an assessment to understand your personal goals and or affiliate metrics and procedures. And then in this discovery phase ensures that we create a tailored approach to meet the specific needs of the individual or the affiliate. From there, we really dive right into planning. So we know that time is of the essence, and we want to make sure that we're putting a plan in place that is actionable right away. So what we do is we design a step-by-step plan with you. It's not us telling you how to run your business, but more of guiding. And we develop that plan with you. And then the mentors, from their years of experience and proven templates and other resources that we have, ensures that you're going to get some success. And then we move into implementation and execution. At the end of the day, the mentor is not in your affiliate actually performing the work that needs to get done. So the mentors provide regular check-ins to make sure that you're staying accountable and that you are executing the plan that you have agreed to and have put in place, and then helping you avoid those pitfalls, those common mistakes and things that come up where mentors have already done it. They know the mistakes that you're going to potentially make, and they can help steer you in the right direction. And then we can continue to reiterate through that process. So The idea is that we don't focus on everything at once. We figure out what needs the most attention at that moment in time. We tackle that, and then we move back to planning and then to implementation and execution. And we can continue that cycle and continue to improve. So that way we can avoid that shiny ball syndrome where we're working on one thing and then you see that shiny ball over here, and then all of a sudden that pulls all of your attention. So what's included? So coaching services, we can do a number of different things, and I'm sure Denise is probably going to come off of mute here potentially and jump in. But whether it's lessons, so maybe it's more of less level 2 content, and you just want someone to do a virtual, review of programming, class plans, progressions, teaching, seeing, correcting, group management, demonstration, etc. We can do virtual sessions for those. We're actually working on an in-person option as well, where you can actually bring staff in to your gym, and you can also do this. We'll do class review. So a mentor, so maybe in a virtual world, you can video one of your coaches or yourself coaching a class, and then we can provide real-time feedback during a video call to say what went well, what didn't go well, and what is some actionable things to help us improve. We can look at your programming and lesson plans. Let's say you're not following CAP, or you're not following something that is already done for you. Maybe you're doing your own programming and you think it's going well. It's your on-ramp program, your integration of new members. We can take a look at those things for you and give some feedback as to what we think could be enhancements or improvements, or at least give you the peace of mind that you're headed in the right direction. You could be doing credential prep. So you're a level 2 looking to take your level 3, level 3 looking to take your level 4. We can help you achieve that. And then coach development, just helping you prepare for your next level credentials. And I realized that I put that on there twice. So coach development is really going to be key around developing your staff, making sure you put a plan in place to help them develop their credentials. So you want to just, maybe you want to have all of your coaches become a level 2, or maybe you want all your staff to eventually get their level 3 of level 4. That takes years, and having steps along the way and making sure that you have a plan in place can really help from a coach development standpoint. Denise, anything you want to add there?
No, that's great, Ron. Thank you.
Awesome. So on the business side, so starting an affiliate. So we as CrossFit have a lot more resources at your disposal now than what we ever have. With the affiliate starter kit, with the marketing toolkit, the playbook, now the mentorship, we can help guide you through some of those tools, how to use those, the APN discounts on products to help you get started, or if you're already open and operational and you're looking to buy new things, the APN is going to be great. We can help guide you through all of that, as well as making sure that you build a strong foundation. You're thinking about procedures right out of the gate versus just kind of doing things off the cuff or just shooting from the hip. So that way you can have a plan in place and it's repeatable every single day when you open the door to the time that you close the door at night and you wake up, and you can do it again. Membership retention, so strategies for member engagement. So it's one thing just to have members coming into your gym and attending classes. It's another thing for them to actually be involved in your community. So figuring out ways that you can continue to have them invest more time in your gym, have them want to be a part of the community that you're building. So that way you can keep them there. What you don't want is a person to come to classes and then, they eventually get burnt out on working out and things like that, and they step away. So what we really want to do is make sure there's other things that they look forward to outside of just the fitness side. Operation streamlining, so making sure your day-to-day tasks from scheduling, equipment maintenance, and everything else under the sun for better efficiency is all set in place and documented. So that way you don't have to be the one that's doing it every day because it lives in your head, but you can actually deploy those procedures, and that way your staff can also execute those tasks that need to get done. Financial planning and analysis, so understanding what your break even is, what are some key KPIs within the business, making sure it's financially sustainable for the long term. Our mentors can really make sure that we're tracking those metrics. We have a system in place for tracking those, and that we're regularly checking in to making sure we're having a good pulse on our business and understanding if the changes that we're making or the things that we're doing is making the business move in the right direction. Could be digital transformation. So maybe you started off, you didn't have a member management tool. You might have been just working off a whiteboard and an Excel spreadsheets. What our mentors can help do is help you take some of their experience, help figure out which tool might be the best for you, as well as some web optimization. So we're going to take a look at your website. We're going to be like, this is a little clunky. Things are too many layers deep and there's not a call to action early enough and people are losing interest in your site. We can take a look at all of that to make sure that you, from a digital standpoint and an affiliate owner, is going to be set up nicely. So that way you can generate leads and also maintain and manage your members. And then supporting career for coaches. So putting a framework in place and career paths and training. So that way you can have some career coaches and you're not having to spend every single class on the floor, delivering every single one to ensure that all your members are having a great experience when they're there taking a class. You want that to be able to happen anytime any one of your coaches take the floor. So that's where the coaching side, that's where the business side can really come into play and really figure out what that's going to look like from a staff development standpoint. So next steps. So this is actually the last slide that we have. I promised I wasn't going to slide you to death. But if you are interested, you can actually scan that QR code that you see on my screen here. This is going to link you to the Global Mentor page. That's where you can click to get started. You fill out a form and that gets you in our system. And what that does is we will set up an intro call. That will be Denise and I. And we're actually going to dive in a little bit deeper into what brought you to the mentor program, what made you interested, what are some of those challenges that you're faced with, and then we can try to pair you with a mentor that is going to make a difference in your business. You can also email us if you have more questions, globalmentorprogram@crossfit.com. Feel free to email us and we can also go back and forth via email to answer any questions you might have. The last thing that I really want to say before we jump into the Q&A is that, and Denise, Matt, Danielle, anyone, feel free to jump in from the CrossFit side here. We really developed this program for affiliates. Above all, we want to be able to pour back into affiliate owners. We want to make sure that we are setting affiliate owners up for success. Or if you feel like you've been out on this island for a little while and you're looking for some guidance, I really think that's where the mentor program can really add some value. I also think that we're placed at a price point that is achievable for an affiliate owner with the no long-term commitment. We can give you just as much help as you think you need and our mentors think you need without having you stay in the program too long. So again, what we're really trying to do is either set you up for success, get you to a place where your business is thriving and you're feeling good, and then we can push you out of the nest and let you thrive on your own. So that's really the goal of the mentor program. And I'll pause there and I'll let Denise and Matt, if there's anything else you want to add before we jump into the Q&A, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add yet, Ron. I'm going to wait for the questions, but really pumped about this program. That's all I'll say. It's been a long time coming and we love it. And we love you guys, which is why we have it. Matt, do you have anything?
No, let's hit this Q&A.
Awesome. Well, cool. So I want to open it up now for any questions. Feel free to drop them in the chat or you can come off of mute and ask questions. Fire away.
Don't everybody all go at once, please.
I don't have anything to say about your presentation, Ron, but I will say this. I think there's always an apprehension for taking on a mentor, whether it be thinking that maybe you don't need it, but you're intrigued, and the price is always an issue. And somebody said to me a long time ago, someone told me a long time ago that they use the analogy of how valuable your time is and how you spend so much time doing things that you shouldn't be doing, but you want to do it because you think that nobody else can do it better than you. And if they do it, they're going to do it wrong and so on and so forth. But every time you're mopping the floor, managing your books, fixing a rig, doing coach development, all these things. Is it possible that somebody else could be doing that and you pay them? And a lot of the times it's hard as an affiliate owner to think about paying somebody else to do something that you can do yourself. But what is missed there is that your time then is spent doing that thing. And while it might be putting out an investment financially in the beginning, long term, that money will come back tenfold because your brain is freed up to do other things. So I use an example of getting a cleaner for your house. Like, I love cleaning. I feel like nobody can clean better than me, and nobody's going to do it as good as me. And why would I hire a cleaner when I can do it? And I also have that ego of like, no, I should be doing it. But every time I'm cleaning my house, it literally takes me half a day, sometimes a full day. That's 12 hours of things, of me doing something that I could have paid somebody else to do for, whatever, $100, $45. It's hard to give that money away. And this weekend when we were at the summit in Cornerstone Fitness out in Cincinnati, there's a lady there that owns that gym. Her name's Melissa, and her business partner, Laura. And they took over this gym maybe 7 years ago. It was open since 2010. And when they took the responsibility on of ownership, they had no idea what they were doing. No idea. Now they have 400 members. Their gym is gigantic. It's bursting at the seams. They have coaches that love their owners. They were like little elves all day. Matt was there. There was never a can, a bottle, a wrapper. The trash cans were emptied all day long. And I was like, wow, these people here just volunteering, helping their owners run this event. And I talked to all their coaches, and the coaches love them. So I just went up to Melissa and I said, what did you do? Like, how did you do this? How did you get the gym to this point? And she said, the minute we took ownership, we got a mentor. And she said it was the best thing we ever did. And she had to put out the cost. And now thriving, full-time employees, they're offering benefits. Like I said, their gyms, their membership is huge. And I say all that because I think everybody needs a mentor in some shape, way, or form. Whether that's with us, whether you think it would be better going to a Two Brain, a Best Hour, a Push Press, whoever it is, we honestly don't care who you go with. We just truly believe that if you not have a mentor, whether it's somebody that can help you guide your coaches or that they can help you guide your business, it's a mistake. Because at the end of the day, you lose a little bit of money if you realize that you don't need them. What you could gain from realizing that you do need them is priceless. And Ron and I, we promise to get you the right mentor, whether it's with us or whether it's with somebody else. Because our goal, like Ron said, is to elevate the standards in the affiliate. And however we get there is what we're going to suggest to you. So long-winded way of saying that mentorship is incredibly valuable. And I think we have a question in the chat. So Ron, I'll just pass it back to you.
Yep. So the question is, what differentiates this program from Two Brain or others alike? So I think there's a couple of different key differentiators. And again, I'm not fully in the know on all of their programs, exactly what it is. But what I will say is we attack it from two pillars. So like, let's say, I'm going to speak specifically because we do have just coaching only mentorship. I'll speak of it from an affiliate owner standpoint, looking to get mentorship. We do the two pillars. So we not only focus on the business, but we're also going to focus on the coaching. And I would say 99% of the time when we get an affiliate owner who has been operational and they're looking for mentorship, it's around how do I get more members in the door and how do I keep members, because members are leaving. That is not only a business issue, but that's potentially also a coaching issue. And most people think that that is strictly a business issue. But the thing is, we look at it from a business lens, but we also are going to look at it from the coaching lens. And we're going to say, okay, well, your biggest, all form of marketing is going to be word of mouth. So what is happening on the floor while coaching is taking place that doesn't have your member bringing in 5 of their friends? That doesn't have them bringing in their family members. Something could potentially be there. Maybe it's a programming, maybe it's the onboarding, maybe it's the coach at that time. So we try to take a look at it, the entire business. So I would say that's probably the biggest differentiator, is that you're going to get a business and a coach mentor, and they're going to have their specific disciplines. And Matt's going to probably jump in here as well, just because Matt is one of our mentors. So you're actually going to hear it from the horse's mouth as well.
Yeah, I mean, so I've been through the Two Brain business program. I was a mentor for Two Brain for a little while. And I think who was it that asked this question? Brock. So yeah, I think Brock, the biggest difference that you're going to find is what Ron was talking about there, is the mentorship, not just on the business side, but also the coaching side. As far as the CrossFit mentoring program as compared to Two Brain business. Now, the best hour guys are doing something similar to what we're doing here too, right? So it's just really at that point when you're looking at those things, it's, hey, which one of these cultures is the best fit for you from a mentorship perspective, right? You're getting something very different with Two Brain than best hour than with CrossFit, just from a cultural perspective. But to Ron's point, one of the things that he was talking about was with these affiliate owners that are struggling later on down the road and they can't figure out what's going wrong. And we actually just took one of these on. They came into the program screaming, we need more leads, we need more leads, we need more leads, we need to get more members. And when we took a deep dive into their business, what we really found out was that they had a huge hole in their bucket and their retention was garbage. So they're not able to hang on to clients. And what we had to do, Melissa Reed and I, was jump on the phone, she and I together, and figure out, hey, what is our attack here? What's the approach that we're going to take? And what is the real problem that this affiliate is facing? And even though they thought that their problem was leads, it's really retention, saving clients. Okay, well, what does it take for us to get retention up? Well, there's a business side of this and there's a coaching side of this. So on the business side, we're talking about developing the client journey. How many touch points are we adding in across those first 90 to 100 days up into the 1 year, the 3 year, the 5 year mark, right? We're talking about developing vision, mission, and values and things that build culture inside of the gym. And on the coaching side of this, Melissa has taken a really hard deep dive look into what their onboarding process looks like. How are you bringing new members into the gym? Are you putting them through an on-ramp? Are we doing those one-on-one or in group? What is working? What's not? What does the class delivery look like? The real nuts and bolts of the delivery of CrossFit inside of the gym. And that is something that you're going to get with CrossFit, the global CrossFit mentoring program, that you don't get with those other programs.
I have a point on more on the coaching side too, but also for the businesses, and Matt just said it, we're CrossFit. So we teach the CrossFit way, and we're not saying there's only one way to do it, but if you come with us, that is where we will be teaching you from the CrossFit salt shaker, if you guys are familiar with that analogy. And we truly believe if you're going to open a CrossFit gym, then maybe we should understand CrossFit from an educational standpoint, where we want to encourage you and inspire you to fall in love with the methodology and the history of CrossFit and understand why we do the things the way we do, why we only program one workout a day, why we don't want to over volumize, why we don't push certain things, why we push other things. And you're going to get everything literally from the CrossFit horse's mouth. All of our coaching mentors are seminar staff instructors, level 3 and upwards, and a handful of level 4s as well. And on the business side, it's the same, outside of a few studs that do not work for CrossFit as an employee, but they are some of the best in the business and being successful running a CrossFit affiliate. And that man right there is one of them. Matt Von Schoik. Matt is alongside Kevin Schultz and Bryant Powers and a couple of others. We heavily vetted them. We asked them some of the CrossFit questions. We took our light and shone it in their eyes and said, what is the definition of CrossFit? What is the definition of fitness? Define intensity. And they nailed it. So we brought them in because they were so good at what they were doing. and how they measure success. So a differentiator, I think, there is that if we're looking to differentiate, is that we are CrossFit. We're not saying we're better. We're not saying come with us other than that. But that if you want to learn the CrossFit way, we are probably the program for you. And if you don't, maybe we're not. And we don't want you if you don't want us either. We're not going to try and sell you something that is not for you or your culture. And that's why we do these consults, so we can really get an understanding of what your culture is and what you're about and what your measure of success is. And then from there, we can direct you.
Yeah, and the only thing that I'm going to add is the administrative stuff. So it's my understanding that there is at least a year commitment with both of those programs, or it's longer term, where ours is going to be no long-term commitment. So we only want to provide guidance. I mean, do I think we have 1 year, 2 years of mentorship potentially for an affiliate? Absolutely. But we also don't want to just continue to pull money from you and you not get value from the program once you reach a certain point. So, and it's different for everybody, right? Some gyms that might be, I need 2 months of mentorship. Some people that might be, I need 2 years of mentorship. Some people are going to fall in between. We want to be there as long as you need us, and that is it. We also are at a lower price point, so that way we want to price it where you feel invested, you're paying enough money. We have the ability to pay our mentors because they are the best and we feel like they should be compensated, but also not too high where the people who really need this, it's at a price point that they can't afford. So we tried to find the perfect balance of all of those things and put a program together that is truly for the affiliates. Great question. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, so it sounds like, generally speaking, there's like a monthly call with your mentor, and then you're kind of assessing where you need to focus in the business, and then kind of given kind of a game plan. What sort of availability do we have to the mentors throughout the month? Like, I get a weekend and I'm like, oh crap, I could really use some help. Like I thought I knew what I was doing, but I'm just off the rails already. Like, what sort of access are there to during the month?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So whenever you sign up for the business and coaching, I'm going to call it the gold package. You technically get 5 touch points every single month. So you'll actually get 3 one-on-one sessions plus group calls. And when I say group call, what I really mean is small groups. So like, let's say, for example, Ryan, I'm going to pair you with Matt, and Matt's already working with Brock, Benjamin. You're actually going to jump on a group call together, and it's like a small think tank. Think of it as a round table, but it's an opportunity where your mentor can either come with a topic or you can come with questions, and then you can also ask those. You also have availability to your mentor at any point in time via email. So if you have something that comes up and you need to get in contact with your mentor, some of them I think even hand out their cell number, and it's a little informal, and they're getting texts every now and again. So just depends. But if you're in something's burning and you need to contact them, we're going to be available for you. But technically you get 5 touch points throughout the month.
Ryan, I'm always here to help all the time.
Yeah. And so talking about how customizable the program is. So we technically have a set structure where you would have 2 business calls per month, one-on-one with your business mentor and one-on-one per month with your coach mentor. At the start of the program, we're going to assess where you need the most focus in your business. So what we might do is for the first 2 months, those might all be business calls, because we're like, coaching isn't a major issue right now. We're going to put that on the back burner because we have other things we need to focus on. Say you're in a new affiliate starting up, or you're in the process of starting your affiliate. Let's focus all on business to start. As we get closer to opening up the doors, we'll put more emphasis on coaching. Or if you're already operational, maybe you're bleeding cash and we got to figure out how do we stop the bleeding, or how do we fix this one area of the business. We may focus just on business to start. Or maybe your coaching is the real issue and we've identified that. Maybe it's a retention issue and we're going to do a mix of coaching and business to start, or just coaching. So completely customizable to where your mentor and where you as the owner thinks the focus needs to be. The other thing I will point out is that with the business and coach mentor, the business mentor is the lead in terms of your main point of contact. So they help you identify what those areas of focus need to be, and they help you decide when it's time to pull in the coach mentor, or we can put that on the back burner.
Hey, I want to add to this just a little bit, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So just from my experience with some of the other mentoring programs, they are dealing with a lot of clients. When I was working for another company, I at one point had 56 gyms, I believe, that I was working with from all over the world. With the global mentoring program with CrossFit, I have 5, and I'm now capped out. So that makes a huge difference in the quality and attention that you get from your mentor, and the time that you spend with them too is a lot more focused, right? And that's one of the things as a mentor that I appreciate about this program, is that I've only got a few gyms that I'm worried about, so I get to give them tons and tons and tons of attention, and individual attention at that. So
We have another question in the chat. This one I'm going to point to Denise. So it says, can you chat more about how you can assist owners and coaches who are prepping for the L3?
Yeah, Gordon. So it's specific to prepping for the level 3. It's obviously a test of knowledge. So the level 3, for people that are not aware, you'll show up on site, you'll take a test on a computer. It'll be a series of questions and videos. And at the end, you get told whether or not you passed or failed right there in the test center, which is great or also devastating. 4 hours and you press that button. But what our coaches will do is they'll likely, because it's a knowledge test, they'll likely go through the guide, pulling out articles, walking through those articles. There'll be, let's say it's a question on nutrition. They'll talk about nutrition. They'll say, you read the article, I'll read the article, we'll get together. What questions do you have about this? And it'll look something like that, but it could also look like video review too, because in the level 3, without going into too much detail, the videos are obviously movement questions. So we need to make sure that they can also see and correct and point out faults and whatnot. So they'll also maybe ask for video review, but it will all be probably based on that level 3 study guide and making sure that they have a study plan. And things as simple as, when do you plan on studying this week? Like, okay, well, you have 5 kids and you own a gym and you're coaching 6 classes, and it's like right in the middle of soccer season and all your kids play soccer. When are you going to study? And they're going to help you figure out that and hold you accountable for getting up at maybe 4:30 that morning and doing an hour of reading articles or whatnot, because a lot of the time mentoring is that, it's accountability and helping them just get a system that's going to keep them on point. So something like, it'll probably look something like that, because they can't talk about the questions, they can't talk about when I did my level 3 this, but they can help them to study.
Yeah, and I remember a specific example. So we actually had an affiliate owner sign up and do the all-inclusive package of business and coaching, and they were actually studying for their level 3, and that wasn't the intent was to get guidance there, and that just so happened to be the focus as he was gearing up to take his level 3. And the mentor told me the biggest, and the individual told me the biggest thing that his mentor helped him do was to remember to focus on the basics, because they went real deep into a number of different articles, and you can get real deep into the weeds. And as you know, they were getting closer and closer to the exam. You can go as deep and learn as much as you want, or, you know, where do I really need to focus my time and energy for this last 3 days of prep? Stick to the basics. And that is, I believe, the difference that he said made the difference whether he was going to pass or not.
Yeah, and I'll just tag along on that, Ron, too. I think we're not blind to the fact that when you run an affiliate and you're the owner or your head coach or a coach, that you feel sometimes that you're on this island, right? It's, yes, there's all these resources and videos and webinars and whatnot, but you're out there and all you're trying to do is figure out how to best run your gym and provide the best service for your people. So you will at times go and try and find things and look at what the gym down the street is doing and grab this programming and follow this mentor. And I think the best part of what we'll do is what Ron just said, is remember, one, the last time they probably went through a lecture about what is CrossFit was at the level 1. For some people, that could have been 6 years ago. And they may never have dug into that article since. And then when we do the level 2, it may have been 3, 4, 5 years since they had touch points with a seminar staff instructor. And maybe they never did learn the progressions at the level 1, or maybe they did have to get thrown into a 5 a.m. class with 25 people, and maybe their teaching took a back seat. And we have to just bring it back to those basics, because people are out there just trying to do the best they can. And it would be great in an ideal world if they could just leave the level 1 and just focus on level 1 material for like 2, 3 years, master your eye, like hone in on the basics, and then go your level 2 and learn the tell, show, do, check, and the 2-1-2 system, and make sure you look here for static and here for dynamic, and follow the progressions, and don't forget to scale. What happens a week later, they go into their gyms and they're like, I just got to try and get this 25 person people through a class so they have a good time, and I got to stay on time. And it's all encompassing, really. But we really do recognize that the last time they probably had exposure to these terms and concepts and movements was maybe at the level 1 or level 2. So that just speaks to what Ron was saying. Is that good, Gordon?
We have about 10 more minutes if anyone has any other questions. Okay. I also put the Global Mentor Program email just in case, as this is marinating and you have all the information and you have more questions, feel free to email us. Denise and I monitor that email. So anything you have, we'll be willing to answer that via email, or hop on a 30-minute call. We can talk more about the program, answer any questions you have, maybe dive into some specific areas of your business where you feel like you could use a little bit of help, a little bit of guidance. We can dive into those right on the call. So for those who have questions and didn't think of them or didn't ask them here today, feel free to email us. All right. Well, awesome. Well, I appreciate everyone's time today. Danielle, did you have anything else you wanted to add before we wrap up?
No, I guess I had a couple questions that I was going to hold off, but I know with a lot of discussions I have with owners, a hot topic has been with the level 3 and getting groups of their coaches together. Currently, I have an affiliate owner who has about 5 of their coaches taking the level 3 in the next 6 months. So they're all doing a study session and trying to coordinate to keep each other on track. Denise, is that something that is in the pipeline maybe, or is that something you can individualize with just trying to work with the coaches teams or providing a template? Have you had any sort of experience with that?
Do you mean just getting a cohort together and and working on a study group? I think that's what the group calls were based around. We would bring a topic, and then we would talk about that topic. But in terms of an actual webinar or some kind of study group, I don't see why we always have to check in with credentials, but I don't see why we couldn't have a Global Mentor Program webinar on, hey, studying for the level 3. If you guys have subscribed to our program, you get access to this call. We're going to walk you through step by step what might be a good way to prepare for your level 3. We could also do the same thing for a level 4. We could do one for any coaches that just came out of their level 1. Maybe pull that 30 days post level 1 guide that the TPC put out, and show them how they can actually go through this. So we just have to check in on credentials and make sure that we're staying in line with their rules. But that's something we could definitely talk about. I say yes to everything, so that's why Ron's here to say no. But yeah, I think.
And with that too, going back to Matt's point, from what I understand with the Global Mentorship Program, is that this team is really flexible to individualizing it for what works for you. So it sounds like there's a lot that can be put on the table to help support you and your coach's staff. So, that's great.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
always
we really try to meet affiliate owners where they are and tackle whatever nuanced situation they are facing. So that way, if it's specific to the market that they're in or whatever it may be, we try to cater our approach to make sure that that it fits the gym.
Yeah, this is not a cookie cutter program. And I think that that's what you get with a lot of these bigger mentorship companies that have been doing it for a long time. They kind of have their way that they're gonna like, we're gonna focus on this first, and we're gonna build it this way, and then we're gonna do this, and you're gonna build it this way, and here's this module, and check all of these boxes. And that ain't us, right? Like the one way that we're gonna do things is the CrossFit way, like Denise said.
Wait, another question for the mentoring team in Europe. Ron, do you want to take that?
Yeah, from I'm just getting my list of EU. Yep. So we have like Julian Fester's one of our EU European business mentors, Pedro Pereira, Wesley Cluse, Ariana Sisto, all great mentors. And we have a strong group of business. Those are our business side. So we have a handful there. And then Denise on the coaching side, who you have on the coaching mentors?
Oh, I don't have my list up, but
Jacqueline.
it would be Jacqueline's there. Pedro is also coaching. Some of them have these dual roles. Andy Edwards, he's phenomenal. I'd have to pull up my list. Are these names familiar to you, Thomas? Any of these names? Yeah. Yeah, they're we have some
You're on mute,
cats
Thomas.
out there. They are.
I had Jackie last week at the level 1 here in my box, so I know her quite well.
Yeah.
Who did you have?
Jackie.
Oh yeah,
Jackie.
Jackie's a stud.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I know
and
Andy too.
We picked Jackie because, and this gives you insight to how we select them, is Jackie's a great trainer. Obviously, she does level 2s as well as level 1s, but she's been part of CrossFit Vienna for many, many years, and they are just an empire in Vienna. And she's helped manage, develop all 3 of those gyms. And she's on a team with Katrin Elias, who's also part of our staff, and
I know
Sebastian
her too.
Ryder.
I know her, Sebastian.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
long
So
time
they're
friends.
all part of it. Yeah. They're awesome.
Well, awesome. Again, thanks everyone for joining. If you have any questions at any point in time, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to answer those for you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy your day.
Bye.